She sent me a voice message after she died. I still have the voice message. I've listened to it 47 times, and every single time I stop breathing when I hear the last sentence. Because the girl speaking in that recording died 3 days before she sent it. My name is Daniel. I'm 20 years old, and until last winter, I never believed in signs, ghosts, or anything people call supernatural. But after what happened to me, I don't sleep with my phone near my bed anymore. It started in November. Cold rain, empty streets, the kind of weather that makes the entire city feel abandoned after 9 p.m. I was working night shifts at a small gas station outside the city. The job was miserable, but I needed money. My dad had stopped helping me after we fought about college, and I was trying to prove I could survive alone. Most nights were quiet. Truck drivers, coffee, cigarettes, silence. And then one night, she walked in. Her hoodie was soaked from the rain, dark hair sticking to her face, mascara slightly ruined like she'd been crying before she got there. She looked around nervously before placing a chocolate bar and a bottle of water on the counter. "Long night?" I asked. She smiled a little. "You could say that." Her name was Emily. I don't know why I remember every detail about that moment, but I do. The tiny silver ring on her finger, the scar near her eyebrow, the way she kept checking the window like she was scared someone followed her. Before leaving, she asked if we sold phone chargers. We didn't. She looked disappointed. And for some reason, before she walked out into the rain again, I said, "You can stay here for a bit if you want, until the storm calms down." She hesitated, then nodded. That night, we talked for almost 2 hours. About stupid things. Music, bad childhood memories, why people pretend they're okay when they're clearly not. She laughed at my jokes, even when they weren't funny. And when her phone finally charged enough to turn on, she stood up and said, "Thank you for making tonight feel less terrible." Then she left. I honestly thought I'd never see her again. But 2 nights later, she came back. And after that, she kept coming back. Always late, always alone. Sometimes she'd buy nothing at all. She'd just sit near the coffee machine while I cleaned shelves or counted money. It became our thing. I started waiting for her, and I think she knew. One night, I finally asked her what she was running from. She stared at the floor for a long time before answering. "My brother." I laughed a little, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. She told me his brother had become dangerous after getting involved with drugs and gambling. He owed money to people she'd never even seen before. And somehow, those people started showing up near her apartment, calling her, following her, threatening her. I asked why she didn't go to the police. She just smiled sadly. Because sometimes the police arrive after the funeral. That sentence stayed in my head. I should have understood then that something was wrong, really wrong. December came. Snow covered the roads outside the station. Business slowed down. But Emily still came almost every night, and somewhere in between those nights, I fell in love with her. Not loudly, not dramatically, quietly, like slowly sinking underwater. I never told her. I thought I had time. That's the funny thing about life. You always think there's more time. 3 days before Christmas, she didn't show up. Then another night passed. Nothing. I kept checking the parking lot every 5 minutes like an idiot. Still nothing. On the 3rd night, I searched her name online, and that's when I found the article. Local girl found dead in apartment. I remember reading the headline over and over because my brain refused to understand it. The article said overdose, accidental, no suspicion of violence, but I knew immediately that something about it felt wrong. Emily didn't even drink alcohol.
There was no way. I called her phone anyway, straight to voicemail. I didn't sleep that night, or the next one. Then came New Year's Eve. The gas station was almost empty. 11:43 p.m. I was cleaning the coffee machine when my phone vibrated. Unknown number. I almost ignored it, but then I saw the voicemail notification appear instantly after the missed call. Duration, 1 minute. I pressed play. Static. Breathing. And then, Emily's voice. Soft. Shaking. Daniel, if you're hearing this, something went wrong. I felt my entire body freeze. I didn't know who else to trust. More static. Then, her voice again, quieter this time. They said accidents are easy to fake. At this point, my hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. Then, she said something I will never forget. If anything happens to me, check the locker at Riverside Station. The message ended with heavy breathing and one final sentence. I'm sorry I brought you into this. Silence. I replayed it immediately. Again. The timestamp showed it was sent 20 minutes earlier, but Emily had already been dead for 3 days. I left work early for the first time ever, drove straight to Riverside Station. The entire place was nearly abandoned because of the holiday. Locker 214. It was actually there. Inside was a small backpack, and inside the backpack, a flash drive, cash, and a notebook filled with names, dates, and payments. Drug deals, police officers, bribes, everything. Emily had been collecting evidence. That's why she was scared. That's why she kept looking over her shoulder. And suddenly, I realized something terrifying. If she trusted me with this, maybe someone knew. As I left the station, I noticed a black car parked across the street, engine running, lights off, watching me. I drove home through empty, snowy streets, checking my mirrors every seconds. The same headlights stayed behind me almost the entire drive. I didn't go home. I drove straight to the police station downtown and handed them everything. The officers looked nervous the second they opened the notebook. One of them immediately told another officer to close the door. That's when I knew Emily had been telling the truth the entire time. The investigation exploded 2 weeks later. Corrupt officers arrested, drug network exposed. Multiple people disappeared before police could find them. Emily's story briefly appeared on local news. Just 30 seconds. They called her a key witness. That was it. Like her entire life could be summarized in one sentence. Sometimes I still think about her walking into that gas station for the first time. Cold, soaked from the rain, trying to pretend she was terrified. And honestly, part of me still wonders about that voicemail. Maybe she scheduled it somehow, maybe someone else sent it, or maybe some people refuse to disappear before the truth comes out. I still have the recording saved on my phone, but I haven't listened to it in months, because every time I hear her voice say my name, it feels like that winter never ended. And sometimes, late at night when the station is empty and the snow starts falling again, I still look at the door expecting her to walk back in.